Hello and welcome to the exploration series of Opine Group, Business Analyst Training for Beginners and Understanding the Microsoft BI Lifecycle is what we are talking about today. For this, we have Gauri Acharya with us. Hi Gauri.
Hi Mrudula.
My first question, Gauri, goes is this field just for the computer graduates?
That's a very good question, Mrudula, because we often get this question from beginners who come into the office and they have the same query. So the answer is definitely not.
Okay.
This is a field which is very feasible for people from all fields to take on. And I remember we had students from pharmaceutical background. I have taught somebody from the automotive background, somebody from accounting. So you name it, and we have had people from that field trying out their hand. And so definitely it's feasible and it's doable for people from other fields as well.
Wonderful. Gauri, then for beginners, how would BI Lifecycle course add value to their resume?
Yes. So actually, see, I have worked at a couple of organizations, and what we used to notice when we used to have any kind of recruitment or when we used to do interviews for recruiting was that oftentimes the candidates who used to approach us, they used to be good technically. Okay, they would have very good credentials. They would be very sound technically, and they could answer all the questions. But what used to be missing oftentimes was real life knowledge of how things work in the industry, practical hands-on applications of the knowledge that they have. Now, what at Opine, what we do is that when we are teaching this course for business analytics, the whole course is structured around real life applications. So on any given day, you will either be actually generating a report, or you'll be writing SQL code, or you'll be looking at a requirement and working on it, and that'll be a requirement which will very, very strongly mimic a requirement which you'll find in the industry.
Okay.
So what this course adds to your resume is, if you're fresh out of the school or fresh out of the colleges, it adds a whole lot of hands-on applications of what you've learned. Okay? It's not a very theoretical course where we're giving out notes and we are reading books and we are asking you to learn matter, but we are actually doing practical hands-on applications of whatever we teach. And so that's how it definitely adds value to your resume. That's what I would say.
Okay, then can you guide us through the 4 stages of BI lifecycle?
Yes, definitely. So Microsoft, the BI lifecycle will have 4 parts to it. The first part is the requirement analysis. The second part is the data modeling. The third part is the ETL, and the fourth part is data visualization.
Okay.
Now I'll quickly go through the 4 parts. So requirement analysis is the first part, where you actually get the requirement from the industry and you analyze the requirements. Now this is a very important part because how you interpret what the customer wants and how you actually give this requirement onto your development team. So this is a very, very important part, because if you don't analyze properly, then you're going to work on the wrong problem. So actually, I will quickly show you one slide where I have this diagram where I just like to show people that this is how the customer explained it, and what a customer really needed is this. So it is the job of the requirement analyst, the business analyst, to figure this out from what the requirements are given, and also explain this to the development team. So very, very important step, the requirement analysis. Second part is the data model. So here we actually take all the data that we have. There's obviously a lot of data available. It's just a question of putting it all together in a way that will help you to analyze your business. That is what we're trying to do. So the second part is you model this data according to the requirements. So you filter out what you need, you keep what you require, and you create a model which will be the most efficient way to decipher all the data to make insightful decisions, okay, for your business. Third part is ETL, which is actually stands for extract, transform, and load. Here again, we are basically taking, I'm just going to quickly go to the next slide, which talks about ETL. So ETL phase, where we just extract, transform, and load the entire data. We use the SSIS toolset to actually only transform and extract the data that we require, okay? And finally, which is the data visualization phase. And this is the most visual phase. This is the information delivery phase, where we actually create the reports. And if you've, and I'm sure all of us have been looking at the newspapers, so these are all your not very nice charts, I will say, but the topic is not very nice. But these are all the kind of reports that you can create. These are different type of visualization. We are just visualizing the data in different formats. Okay? So that's the fourth phase.
Okay. So now reports are the most visible aspects, as we know. So why would you recommend learning other facets along with reporting?
Yes, so again, now see, as I myself said, that the most visual part is the report. So that is what the end user gets to see. But see, really to create a meaningful report, you should be able to find out how the data that is being represented was actually extracted. Okay, so there is this huge, humongous amount of data that is available, and we are going to get it in this format. Now, how was this transformed? What were the algorithms that were used? What are the kind of formulas that we used to get to this phase? And yes, I accept that you might not be doing this on a daily basis. Your job might just be to create the report. But if you have a fair knowledge of how these reports were created, it definitely helps in visualizing the data better, in representing the data better. And if ever you need to go back and make changes, that is much easier if you know how the entire life cycle works. So to give you a very trivial example, if I say that I want to learn how to do icing on a cake, so I will definitely say that you can't just jump in one day and say, I will ice this cake. But if you know how the cake is made, what makes the cake to be a flat surface, how will you be, what will cause the cake to sink? All these things will add to your knowledge and definitely help in the final outcome in how you do it. So having the prior knowledge definitely helps. That's what I would say.
Well, Gauri, you have taken us and guided us very well through this journey of ours. The question now in my mind is, like, for those who wish to take up this course, start learning, how would you guide them?
Yes, so now definitely we are very happy to guide beginners, and if they have any questions, then they can go to our website, or which is opinegroup.com, and also you can send us an email with your specific questions at this info@opinegroup.com, or you could also call us up at this number, and whatever queries you have, whatever questions you have, we'll be very happy to answer them. So we look forward to hearing from a lot of people now.
Great. Thank you, Gauri, for being with us. Thank you so much.